It's
been 9 years since the Bulldogs last tasted grand final success, but for the fans who packed the streets of Belmore, it was worth the wait. When the players arrived, they were greeted by a blue and white frenzy. Inside, more of the same. The team riding a wave of emotion after a season of desperate lows and now the ultimate high. It had been a tense night for the Bulldog Army as their side was forced to come from behind against the battle-hardened minor premiers. But in a second-half blitz, the Bulldogs turned the tables.
Is he held up? Gets it over the line.
It was energy-sapping on the field and for the fans, and when the final siren sounded, the relief was obvious. A similar reaction at Bondi, but for a totally different reason. For the second year in a row, the Roosters had come so close, only to fall at the final hurdle. But the players were still greeted like heroes. Not the farewell Brad Fittler had hoped for, but fairy tales are rarely written on a football field. This was the Bulldogs' night, the party set to go on for days.
It probably wasn't the greatest grand final of all time, but it was a real contest from minute 1 to minute 80, and we come out on top, which that's all you have to do.
Chris Hodgkinson, National 9 News.
And as you'd expect, the Bulldogs players and fans haven't let a little thing like daylight stop their celebrations. To find out how and where they're enjoying Mad Monday, we cross to the 9 Network's Simon Boda. Simon, it's been 11 hours since the final siren sounded. What's happening at the Leagues Club this morning?
Well, Mark, obviously the crowd has died down a little bit. We believe that there is still a handful of the players. In fact, I know there is a handful of the players still here at the club. Many haven't seen daylight. Some are gone into town to join in celebrations. I believe they're going to get back together later on today to obviously celebrate a massive win. Joining me now, I've got the Chief Executive of the club, Malcolm Node. Malcolm, how did it feel arriving back here last night to that massive win?
Oh, it was a dream come true. I think it was an incredible scene. We were on top of an open double-decker bus, and there was probably 4,000 or 5,000 people here. It was just a sea of faces and very excited fans, and it was just a great sight.
I guess it's fitting into a pretty rough year. You had a pretty rough beginning for the whole year with the competition, didn't you?
Yeah, a bit of a turbulent start, but the guys have been fantastic. They've knuckled down really well, both on and off the field. And I think they got their just rewards last night.
What about the fan base? Obviously, that's so important, the support that you have. And you were saying earlier you believe the fans are much maligned.
Oh, yeah, I think they are. I think we've got an incredibly loyal fan base, and we've got a few people on the fringes that drag the reputation down, but basically we've got a fantastic bunch of fans, and we're very proud to have them.
Also joining me is Steve Price. Steve, you had to sit on the sideline last night and watch your team take it home. How did that feel for you?
Oh yeah, obviously it wasn't the best situation, but it was great to be in the grand final, and 17 guys who went out on the field did a fantastic job, and we got the result that we set out to do back in November last year.
You were on that bus when you came back last night. There would have been 4,000 people at the front, probably 5,000 inside this club. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, unbelievable. It was just a blue and white sea of people, and they're very passionate and loyal supporters, and the players really appreciate it, and particularly, like you say, through the hard times. These times like last night are the times that they look forward to, and everyone appreciated it and enjoyed it, which was great.
You're a real Bulldogs hero here today, just looking at all the fans already gathering around here. How does that make you feel within yourself?
Yeah, it does make me feel special, particularly, the last time that I'll be with the Bulldogs, and obviously looking towards going to the Warriors next year. But everyone's been very supportive of me personally, and the rest of the players and everyone involved in the club, which is a really great result.
It was a pretty poignant moment last night. Jonathan Thurston gave you his grand final ring. How did that make you feel that, here's one of your junior players who's also leaving the club, giving you his ring?
Yeah, it's hard to explain how it makes you feel. I was a little bit embarrassed to start with because I know how special those rings are, and for Jonathan to just give it straight over to me, it meant a lot to me because obviously I knew it meant a lot to him. So, to be that special to Jonathan was great, and it was just a good result for the whole team.
Thanks very much, guys. Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks, Simon.
And Mark, it's back to you in the studio.
OK, Simon, Malcolm and Steve Price, thank you very much. And we'll have a full match report later in sport.